Hi, my name's Misty. I'm going to be your instructor today. This is my student Colleen. We're going to be doing a Raise Your Vibration theme yoga class today, which is going to involve a lot of deep core work as well as bringing that dosha heat in. There's going to be some back flexion. We will offer modifications with props if needed. She is a beginner, so I'm going to be facing her most of the time during this class so that you can see how I would teach her. We are going to start in seated position in easy pose. All right, so we're just going to get comfortable, find our sit bones. If the ground is too hard, you can always take a rolled up blanket, put it underneath your tailbone if you want to, or sit on the block if that's more comfortable. However you're comfortable, that's how I want you to be. So we're going to take and we're going to put our hands in Seen Mudra, which is the index finger and the thumb together. And we can either have them open to receive or down for grounding, whatever we're feeling we need to do today. So since we're raising our vibration, I think that I'm going to keep my palms up for receiving. Looks like my student is going to do the same, so we're just going to concentrate on our breath for a few breaths, not doing anything special. Open your gaze or close your eyes. Just take a few breaths and see how your breath rises and falls in your chest. Finding that spot of comfort and allowing yourself to feel gratitude today. Gratitude that you're here on this planet. Gratitude that you are having this human experience. And you're in this body and you're healthy and able to move. Now we're just going to kind of wiggle our fingers and raise our toes. We're going to kind of bring our hands to heart center. We're going to raise our hands up. We're going to open the fingers in Lotus Mudra above our crown chakra. We're going to open our hands wide again back to Seen Mudra. We're going to open our legs. We're going to get a nice little gentle stretch. We're going to go ahead and stretch over to the left, only going as deep as you feel comfortable. Not everybody is the same. Don't do anything painful in your body. And we're going to bring that out in front of us. Now we're going to bring it across our center. Opening to the right side. And then we're going to again cross our body. Giving ourselves a nice little back stretch. Stretching out our thighs. Now we're going to come to the center and we're going to forward fold, a wide leg seated forward fold just as far as you can. You can always come down onto a block, put your block like this. Kind of just rest your chin or your head however you're comfortable. Just take a few breaths here to allow yourself to feel that stretch in your inner thighs and hamstrings. We'll come back up to the center. We're going to come to a tabletop position. And we're just going to kind of pop our feet and slowly come to the front of our mat. We're going to keep our knees bent. We're going to raise into chair. We're going to just stay in chair for a few breaths. And now we're going to rise into Tadasana. From here, we're going to jump into a set of 3 sun salutations. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. Just a little modification to increase our gratitude today. Slow lower down, forward fold, float the feet to the back. Slow lower chaturanga. Lift into cobra. Push into down dog. Just kind of give yourself a chance to walk those heels into the mat. Come a little bit more forward. Push your arms down, flex your back. Hold your core in tight. And walk to the front of your mat. We're in a half lift. Come forward fold. We're just going to flow through Give me just a moment. You can take a break for just a second. Having a wardrobe malfunction. Sorry about that.
That's awesome.
Glad I have a shirt on.
Yeah.
Thank you for your graciousness in allowing me that moment. Okay. We're going to go one more sun salutation, and on this last one, we're going to stay down. We're going to slow lower chaturanga. We're going to flip our feet forward, and we're just going to go into a nice little cobra here. We're going to push back onto our knees. We're going to keep our big toes together. We're going to open our knees as wide as we can, as well as we're comfortable. We're going to go into Balasana. At any time, if you're ever feeling like a move is too much, you can always come into Balasana. It's a good resting pose. If the pose is too much and you can't open your legs wide, a good variation is keeping your knees together. You'll still get the stretch on your low back. Not as deep, but you'll still get one. Okay. Now we're going to, from here, we're going to push our knees together a little bit. And we're going to just kind of keep our tailbone high. We're going to bring that into a nice little puppy pose. Again, stretching out that lower back. We're going to get a lot of heat in this workout, so we're in this session, so it's good to get these flexion points nice and warmed up before we do that. Now when we're ready, we're going to put our toes back. We're going to slowly raise to a down dog. You can keep your elbows down or you can keep your arms up. From here, we're going to take our left leg up into a standing split. We're going to bring that leg forward, landing it in the middle of our arms. We're going to raise into a warrior one. And we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to shift our weight on our back foot so that our right foot is facing the other end of our mat. Our hips are open into warrior two. And then we're going to go into a reverse warrior. And now we can drop that elbow down onto our knee, windmill that arm over to an extended side angle. Really shooting that energy out through our fingertips. Now we're going to bring that arm down to a high runner's lunge. We're going to drop that knee down. We're going to come forward into an Anjayasana. Then we're going to shift our weight back into a half split, just coming as low as you feel comfortable. We're going to flow through 3 of these. Anjayasana, Balasana, half split. Anjayasana, half splits. And on the next one, we're going to come forward. And then we're going to bring our hands back down. We're going to switch around again. We'll give ourselves another little stretch break here. down into Balasana. And again into that puppy pose. Now we're going to go ahead and lift our tailbones into down dog, walking the heels into the mat as far as we can. And we'll take the right leg, standing splits. Bring that knee forward. Warrior 1. Shift into Warrior 2. Only sinking down as far as comfortable. Then we're going to go ahead and go into Reverse Warrior, keeping that front knee bent. Extended side angle. Another option for the extended side angle is you can drop your hand down to the ground, or you can do it on top of a block like this. I like to use my knee. I feel like I get a good stretch this way. Do I have permission to adjust to my student colleagues?
Yes, you do.
Okay, we're going to kind of keep our arm at a degree angle.
That's way better.
And really let that feel through your body. It'll feel a lot better.
It does.
That way there's no blocks in your way hurting you. Okay, and then from there, we're going to windmill that arm down to the ground. High runner's lunge. Drop the knee. Push slightly forward into an Anjayasana. And we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side, where we flow through half split Anjayasana 3 times. Half split Anjayasana. Half split Anjayasana. Half split Anjayasana. This time we're going to sink down as good as we can. This is our final one. And then we're going to bring that leg back down. Again, we're going to give ourselves a nice little Balasana stretch. Stretching out that lower back. Now we're going to come up into a nice tabletop, hands stacked underneath our shoulders. Knees shoulder width apart, core engaged. And we're going to take a deep breath in. Pushing our tailbone to the sky, lifting our chin for the cow pose. Breathe out for a scared cat. We're going to move through 4 of these. If you want to, you can always add in some organic movements. Maybe roll those hips between your cat-cows. Really just maybe rolling your neck, whatever feels good in your body. Maybe wiggling your shoulders a little bit, taking a little break. We're working hard today so that we can give ourselves some peace as well. And we're going to come knees together and we're going to kind of do a hero pose. We're going to kind of just walk our hands up our spine. We're going to rest here for a minute. This next pose is a little tricky for some people, so I'll offer some variations. We're going to go into a camel pose. So the easiest way to do this, especially if you have a sensitive lower back or hip issues, you can kind of start bringing your feet out wider here. Grab your heels while you're still in hero. And then with the one arm, push up. You can just do a half camel with your hand at heart center. You can drop that other hand down to your heels. So if you, yes, it's easier when you come down. Since you're a beginner, what I think would be good for you is kind of keep your feet a little bit further apart. And then lift your hips and kind of tuck your pelvis. There you go. And just kind of melt your heart to the sky. Leave one hand heart center. That way you're not putting too much stretch on your lower back. When you drop the other hand down, it can be a little tricky.
Oh,
you don't need to do that. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to do that one yet. So we'll just kind of stay in a half camel. You can also, instead of reaching your heel, you can just reach your lower thighs.
Oh, that I can do. Maybe.
And just kind of leave it a little bit more, less leaned back.
Oh, so what do I do with my head?
Just drop your head back and let your neck and head go and relax into the pose. SpongeBob keeps coming up down.
How did I do it on that side though?
All right.
Okay, now it's here. You want to save it back?
I know it's got clips. I'm gonna clip it. Apparently I didn't have it zipped or clipped all the way.
Well, it's yoga and a show.
Right? I feel like I should probably re-record it, but I'm not going to because I feel like this just adds to the truth of the human experience.
It happens. That's what it is. What is happening?
All right. Go ahead and just rest for a moment. I know my instructors are going to be dying when I send them this video because I've already decided I'm just going to send it as is.
I mean, now they know what to do if they think of something. I love how you're still like super calm.
All right. Now that we've come out of that camel, the next part, after how we would come out of that camel, when we're in the half camel or full camel, however is comfortable for our bodies, we'll just kind of raise our hands and gently come forward. We're going to come back down onto our hands and knees. This one, you can either keep your knees down or you can come into a full plank or an elbow plank. I prefer an elbow plank for what we're going to do. If you need to drop your knees, please do so. We're not holding it for long periods of time, but we are going to roll through some core engaging things. So if you need a moment, take that moment, okay? So we're going to go into an elbow plank. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come to our left side. And you can either stack the toes or you can even drop your right knee down and still get that stretch. If you need to drop the knee, please do so. And then we're going to come back to the center, back into our elbow plank. And then we're going to roll to the other side. We'll do the left side. And since my student wasn't facing me when I showed the variation, this is the elbow, the drop the knee variation of the side plank. Your left leg extends, your right knee kind of comes in front of you. There you go. If it becomes too much to hold your feet in a normal side plank, please feel free to do that. All right, we're going to come back to the center. And then we're going to push up just a little bit, flexing that tailbone into kind of a mini down dog to stretch that out. And then we're going to do 2 more rounds of that, okay? So we're going to get a little stretch in. And then we're going to come back into the elbow plank.
Is it bad if I put my hands down?
Nope. Okay. You can do your hands or your elbows.
Because it hurts my elbows.
Yeah, right side. And then we're going to come back to the center. And then we're going to go to the left side. And then we're going to go to the center. And then we're going to go left arm up. center, right arm up. Now we're gonna go center, drop the knees, bring our big toes together, knees wide. Clasp your hands. We're gonna kind of do a variation of Balasana that's gonna kind of stretch out our solar plexus and our neck as well. Head to the floor, forehead down, hands behind our head. And we're gonna come out of that. We're gonna come into a plank, and we're gonna bring our left knee forward. We're gonna bring this foot out a little bit, and we're gonna go into a nice pigeon pose.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
Options to walk our hands up for a further stretch. Options to drop down into sleeping swan. We're just gonna stay here for a few breaths and really stretch out those hip flexors. All right. Now we're gonna again come to a plank, switch our feet. Again, option to come higher, options to drop down, whatever feels more comfortable to you. Now, this one we're gonna relax our seat into the mat. Bring the left leg kind of here first. And then we're just gonna kind of bring our left leg over our right leg. And then we're gonna put our left hand behind us. And we're just gonna put our right arm to the side. We're gonna just kind of push into that spinal twist. Breathing in and out, keeping our attention on our breath. Trying to stretch it just a little farther each breath in. Really bringing out those intestines, getting out those toxins in our bodies, getting that nice stretch across our spine, helping our obliques and our cores feel the relief. Now we're going to switch our legs over. Right hand comes behind us, left hand to our knee, and again, breathing in. Stretching a little farther. Option to raise the elbow. Option to keep it down. Option to have your foot facing forward if the seated position is too much for your legs. And then we're going to come with our feet out in front of us in Sage's pose. We're just going to kind of sit here for a moment. And then we're going to kind of slowly lower down. Bringing our knees down, up, bringing our back into the mat, belly button into the spine. We're going to keep our hands to our side, and we're going to breathe in, and we're going to raise up into a boat pose. Option to keep the knees bent, option to put your hands behind your knees. So if the arms out is too much, put your hands behind your knees, kind of hold there. You can also bend a little bit further if you need to. Whatever's comfortable. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. Okay. Hug those knees into the chest. Maybe rock it out a few times. We're going to drop our feet to the mat. Bringing our heels as close to our fingertips as we can. And we're going to press. First, we're going to tuck our pelvis, and then we're going to press up into a bridge pose. Again, 5 breaths here. Option to bring the hands behind your head. Option to clasp your hands behind your back. Whatever is comfortable in the body. Okay, go ahead and drop it down. Bring your knees to your chest. rock it out a little bit. We're going to go through 3 boat bridge rotations. Okay, bring the knees down. Take a nice breath. Breathe in. Don't hold your breath. Make sure you're breathing in and out. Push into the bridge. Option if you're more advanced, you can push up into a wheel here. I'm not going to. My student is a very beginner student, so I'm not going to ask that of her.
Back then?
Yeah. But holding your hands behind your head like this will kind of help you. Go, Colleen. Go.
Nope, that was it.
Now come back down. Bring the knees to the chest.
I think I was 12 last time I did that.
Alright, and we're going to bring ourselves into boat pose. Option to pump your arms.
Oh. That's way harder.
That's really more of a Pilates thing than a yoga thing. Alright, we're going to do our final bridge here.
On this one? I feel it in my stomach or in my legs?
You should be feeling it more in your glutes.
I
You
think
feel
I
it in
always,
your thighs.
yeah,
That's
I think
good
I
too.
always use my legs to hold myself up rather than this part.
Yeah. Well, go down. So you kind of breathe in, tuck your pelvis in. Like, so when you tuck your pelvis, kind of just do these little mini tucks. Here, like this. You bring your pelvis in, and then lift.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's totally different now. Okay.
There you
Yeah, I was not doing that.
Alright, so then we're going to lower down. We're going to bring our knees to our chest. And we're going to grab our feet by the insoles or wherever you get your feet. We're just going to kind of roll out some happy babies. This will help make your lower back feel better. If you're having any pain. Now we're going to go ahead and bring our knees to the chest. We're going to drop our knees to the left side, bringing our right arm into cactus, and just kind of look to the right side. And we're going to go into the center. And then we're going to go to the opposite side. Now we're going to come center. We're going to flex the legs down. I like to come into this pose like this, with one palm up, open up down by my hip, the other one by my shoulder. That's just my preference. You can do it down for grounding, up to receive, wherever you're comfortable, wherever you're going to find comfort. We're going to go ahead and soften our gaze. Again, bringing awareness to our breath. Just focusing on breathing in, breathing out. We're going to drop down into Shavasana, everybody's favorite part.
It's hard.
Just concentrate on your breath. Bring awareness to your breath. I want you to focus on a golden light surrounding your body. Just visualize that light getting brighter and brighter, surrounding you, opening yourself up to receive. I'm going to say some affirmations. You can say them silently to yourself. I attract positive energy like a magnet. I choose to be full of joy and gratitude. Everything I need is within me now. I am a high vibrational being. I attract positive energy like a magnet. I choose to be full of joy and gratitude. Everything I need is within me now. I am a high vibrational being. I attract positive energy like a magnet. I choose to be full of joy and gratitude. Everything I need is within me now. I am a high vibrational being. I attract positive energy like a magnet. I choose to be full of joy and gratitude. Everything I need is within me now. I'm a high vibrational being. Again, focus on that golden light surrounding your body, just growing brighter and brighter, filling you with high vibrational energy. Stay here as long as you like, or you start to wiggle your toes and fingers. Come to your left side, using your arm as a pillow. When you're ready, come into a seated position.